Have you ever felt the tension between God's infinite majesty and his intimate nearness? What if I told you that these two realities are not opposites, but are in fact the key to understanding your walk with him? We are diving into it today. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Thought Vault podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Make sure before you do anything to hit notifications and the subscribe button so that you can stay connected to us. We talk all things relatable Christian content and entrepreneurship on Fridays. I'm your host. I'm Emily. I'm a certified Christian life and business coach, and we're getting into this dichotomy of knowing God, near but yet far, holy yet relatable. Let's talk about this. How do we handle this juxtaposition? Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, we're going to talk about the profound truth that our relationship with God has in our life. He is both the end of our journey and the companion walking beside us. Isn't that a beautiful picture? Drawing from St. Nicholas Coppocylis and insights on God as a mystery, we'll explore how this paradox transforms not only our faith, but also the way that we approach our daily struggles, how we deal with the joys and the uncertainties of our life. So point number one is this: God is closer than we think. St. Nicholas talks about this by describing God, listen to this, as more affectionate than any friend, more loving than any father, and more a part of us than our own limbs. Think of the closest relationship in your life. Perhaps it's your spouse, it's your parent, it's a sibling, it's your best friend, it's your child. Imagine a love so deep, so present, that it surpasses even that. That's God. Yet how often are we actually living as if that's true? We live as if he's distant from us, as if he's only there for the big decisions or in those moments of crises. What if we truly believed that he's woven into every single breath that we take, every single morning that we wake up, every heartbeat, every thought? How would that change how you handle your daily life? How would you make choices if you knew that you had someone on your side like that, so intently, so intensely, that they love you more than the closest relationship you have here on earth? Think about the last time you felt truly loved, truly seen, truly known. That's a glimpse. That's a fraction of how God loves and knows you. How does this truth challenge the way that you view yourself, the way that you will wake up tomorrow just after listening to this? Point number two is this: the paradox of God's nearness and distance. Here's the mystery. God is both further from us and nearer to us than anything else. It's a paradox that reflects this tension in our own faith journey. We crave his closeness, yet we often feel unworthy or distant or not capable of being understood. We understand him in part, but he's a mystery and we'll never fully comprehend that. And that makes him feel distant to us. That makes him feel like this man in the sky, so to speak. But here's the beauty. The more we lean into one pole of who God is, his nearness, the more we are drawn to the other, his infinite majesty. Imagine standing on the edge of the ocean. You're in awe of its vastness, how great, how large it is, yet every wave laps at your feet, inviting you to step in. That's what walking with God is like. Awe and intimacy at the same time. When was the last time that you felt both small and deeply loved? Maybe standing under a night sky or holding a newborn, knowing about the circle of life. That's a taste, just a mere taste of what it's like to be in God's presence. Point number three is this: God is both the destination and the companion. St. Nicholas paints a picture of God as both the inn at which we rest for a night and the final end of our journey here on earth. Let that sink in. He is the end goal. He is the purpose. He's the success. He's the focus. He's the drive. He's the will. He is the goal. He's the reward. The eternal home that we long for, that eternal feeling of being known and loved to full capacity in spite of. But he's also the one that is walking beside you every step of the way. He's seeing all the struggles. He's knowing all your feelings. He relates to it. He understands it. He gets it. Think about a time when you were on this difficult journey, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual. Maybe you had someone who encouraged you or carried your load or simply stayed silent but present. That's God. But he's not just a companion, he is also the destination. He's where you're trying to get to. He's the end. He's the other side of it all. This means that we're never alone, even when life feels directionless or lonely or just downright unfair. Every step, no matter how mundane or how catastrophic or impactful or painful, is sacred. It's sacred because he is in it with us, and that gives us something we could never understand apart from him. God isn't just waiting for you at the finish line. He's in the hard conversations, the sleepless nights, the moments of doubt and fear. Do you invite him into those moments, or do you try to carry them alone? I know I am always the one that's trying to will things into existence or, bet on my own capacity. I'm quick to forget that I have the strongest force in the universe on my side. I always think, well, if I can't do this, it's never going to happen. What about God? Does God say it can't happen? Here's what I want you to reflect on this week. I'm keeping this episode short for a reason. I want us to dive into this. We're about to be into, Advent season and a season of just lamenting and loving and cheering over the impact that God has in our life to celebrate him. A lot of us come to this end of the year thinking, what the heck just happened? How is next year going to be any better? Or, oh my gosh, could next year be actually worse? And I want you to approach it with these thoughts in mind. Where do you feel God's nearness right now? And where does he feel distant from you? Take a moment today to pause in the busyness of your life and just simply invite him in. Invite him into your thoughts, your struggles, your plans. Whisper, God, I know you're here. You might be surprised by how that simple acknowledgement shifts your perspective and actually does change your life. So today is about having reflection and being extremely intentional about what's happening, what's coming next, what's happening tomorrow. I want you to take some time to think about this, to get real with yourself, to get real with God. It matters, and your life will be transformed if you do that. Hit the subscribe button, share this with a friend who needs this encouragement and reminder today, and I look forward to connecting with you. You better check out the show notes below, the links below, because I have a ton of resources for you, and I am so happy you're here today to watch this episode. Bye for now.